Now the next method for separating a soluble solid. So here soluble solid is used, and how we will separate this soluble solid from its solution. So there are various methods. First is evaporation, then we will study condensation. And I guess class you have studied this earlier also, which is a very easy method, evaporation and condensation. You can see the examples very often, evaporation occurring. So evaporation is used to recover a solid substance from its solution. Evaporation can be made quicker by heating the solution. And if we look on to this activity, the two activities which are given in your book, will be easily able to understand the process of evaporation and condensation. So first is to recover salt from its solution in water, because we know salt is soluble in water. So how, if the salt mixes with water, how we will again recover the salt back? Let's see. The materials required are china dish. So these type of bowls, they are known as china dish. We need an iron stand. This tripod stand is the iron stand. Sorry, this is the tripod stand, and one iron stand which we require is this for holding the wire gauge here. Then we need a burner and we need a salt solution. Okay. Procedure is, we will heat about 20 ml of common salt solution. So we are heating in this china dish common salt solution, about 20 ml of it. And when the water starts evaporating rapidly, that means when we are heating the common salt solution, what happens is it starts evaporating. The vapor goes up into the air. So when the water starts evaporating rapidly, we will lower the flame. Now what we will see as a result, a white residue is left behind the china dish. When we slow down the flame, after that we can see when all the water is evaporated, there is a white residue left in the china dish. This is solid common salt which is left in the china dish. Okay, so what is the conclusion here? That the common salt can be recovered from its solution by evaporation method. So we have evaporated the amount of water, that is whatever amount of water was in the common salt solution, and at the end whatever is left behind in the china dish is the salt which we have recovered. So this is the method of evaporation. And coming to the method of condensation, you must have seen droplets of water falling from the clouds during rain. So how is this possible? This is because water vapor in the air, they get closer and they form cloud, and when the cloud enter a colder region, the water vapor, they gets cool and then forms water droplet. So this droplet then come down on the earth as rain. So condensation process is exactly like that. It is a process by which vapor of any liquid is converted into liquid by cooling, and that is the condensation method. Sorry for the interruption class by my dog. Let's start. This next activity is to demonstrate the process of condensation. And what are the materials required? There is a beaker. You can see the beaker placed over here. There is a kettle and there is a plate. And like last time, we have a stand and then we need the burner over here. Okay. So procedure is, we will heat water in a kettle until it starts boiling, and steam, that is water vapor, starts coming out of its this spout. Okay. Now we will hold a plate over the steam and collect the droplets of water in a beaker. From here the water will be connected into the beaker. Now this process based on evaporation and condensation is called distillation. This process actually is distillation process, but we are studying in part, that is evaporation and condensation, but in higher class we will learn it as distillation process. So you can see what is happening when the water over here is heated, the steam comes out, that is water vapor comes out, and it gets collected on the plate. Okay, and after that, when it is cooled, it is kept out of out of the reach of the heat. What happens when it gets when it gets cooled down, the droplets then again which were in the form of water vapor, these droplets come into this beaker and they are collected over here. So this is the method of condensation. the last activity for today which we will be studying is separation by using more than one method. So whenever there are mixtures in which we need more than one method for separation, we will see how we can separate them. So to separate the constituents of a mixture which is containing sand and sugar, so you see here sand and sugar is there and in this mixture, and we need to separate them. So the materials required are mixture of sand and sugar, beaker will be needed, china dish is required, funnel, filter paper and glass rod are also required. So these are the things, and that means you can understand that there are multiple methods by which we will separate these. Procedure is here you see, first of all the mixture about 50 gram is placed, which is containing sand and sugar, in a beaker, right? And 25 ml of water, because we need to make it a solution, so water is required to be added. So we will add 25 ml of distilled water to the beaker, and then we will stir it well with a glass rod. So glass rod is used. Now we will add another 10 ml of water into the beaker and then stir it thoroughly for some more time. We will now leave the beaker undisturbed for some time. So we will see by leaving it undisturbed what is the thing or what is the component which is separated. So if the mixture is there, sugar and sand, we are dissolving it in water and keeping the dissolved mixture undisturbed for some time. Now then what we'll see that the sugar particles, they get mixed with the water because they are easily soluble in it, so they get mixed with it. The remaining portion is sand, and sand being heavier, it will settle down. So sand particles, they settle down, and now we will transfer this sand particles from the water, clear water which is present in the above, and the sand particles at the below, at the bottom. We will transfer the sand particles to the filter paper cone. As we have seen in the previous activity, using a filter paper cone, we are transferring the sand particles, and then we will dry that sand. Now we have separated the sand from the mixture of sugar. After dissolving in water sugar and sand, what we saw that sand particles, they settle down, but there still is a clear supernatant solution. Now clear supernatant solution is filtered, and when we filter, what happens is that the residue which is left in the beaker, when we will dry it, again some amount of sand will be recovered. Whatever amount of sand is left, that is fully recovered. And the filtrate which was taken in another beaker, when we heat it and all the water is evaporated, the thing or the substance which is left behind is sugar, because by evaporation method only we can separate the sugar. It is a soluble solid. In case of sand, it was an insoluble solid. So whatever we have studied in the previous activities, we have used those methods: sedimentation and decantation over here, evaporation over here. So we have studied those methods, right class? So this was by using multiple methods we are separating the constituents of a mixture. Okay. So class, I hope you were able to follow me. 2 more pages are left to be explained, but for today that is enough, and I'll be providing you with very short answer type questions today. So go through them and properly follow the whatever rules I have set or given you for while writing in your copy. Okay, and next day we'll be completing the last 2 pages along with all the remaining question answers. Stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you.